Gasoline cars are dying. Manual cars are dying. Compact hatchbacks are dying as well in North America. And this car still lives on. This is the Mazda 3 from 2025, but it will stay the same for the 2026 model, and it comes with a manual transmission. The revelation part is that this car is the only normal car left with a manual transmission. It's very old school, but at the same time, you get all of the modern amenities of the car in 2025. Maybe apart from the cooled seats, but you have a very decent hatch with lots of cargo space. You can put the seats down if you want to gain more space. And underneath this cover, you get a spare tire. Nice dual pipe design in the back, which is also very old school. And even though this car came out in 2019, I think this car still looks pretty cool. Especially, I like the C-pillar design on the hatchback. I still think it looks better than the Corolla, the Civic. Maybe the only car that will compete in terms of this front-end design is the new Kia K4. But again, I prefer this styling over any compact sedan slash hatchback in this class. The only caveat of this car that I don't like is the pricing. And the reason is that you can only get a manual car in the top trim. We call it GT in Canada, and it costs around $32,000-ish US. It's a shame that it doesn't come in a manual form in lower trims. But it is still the cheapest manual car you can buy if you don't want an enthusiast product. It's still very comfortable to drive, it's very isolated, it's very refined, and it's a blast to drive with this 6-speed manual transmission. And I think, again, it is super old school, but very modern inside. You get this very nice knobs for your AC controls, which are so easy and satisfying to use. You get very nice trim on the dashboard, super soft, super high quality. On the doors as well, everything feels high class. And the great part about the ergonomics of this Mazda 3 is that you get even armrests from the left and right side, which is for me one of the deal breakers on some of the other cars, which have disproportional height of those armrests. Apart from all of this, you also get a very classic looking digital cluster, which is super easy to read. You get the tachometer on the left, speedometer in the center, and you get some oil temperature and your fuel information on the right. You get super easy to use infotainment screen, which is controllable with your knob or with your fingers. You can go to Apple CarPlay and use your fingers to go to the menus. And what I like the most about the Apple CarPlay integration is that you can use these buttons. For example, if you tap on the music button, you go straight into your Spotify. If you go into the navigation button, you go straight to your Google Maps or whichever maps you set up as default. Also, some people think that those C pillars are super thick and block your visibility on the left and on the right. But once you get used to this car, I don't think that's a problem. And I think that's all I wanted to discuss apart from these Bose speakers, which are probably the best in this space of compact sedans slash hatchbacks. I've driven pretty much all of them, and I think this Bose system is one of the best. Probably the only one that can compete with this audio system is the one in the new Civic. So let's get to the part you were probably waiting for the most in this video, which is the driving experience. The cool thing about it is that it is super comfy to drive. The ride is so compliant. You feel like you're driving a luxury car, to be honest. It's super refined to the point of not hearing the engine so well, which could be a con for a manual transmission experience. It was quite hard for me to understand all of the gearing because I couldn't just hear the engine, which was super weird. But on these type of roads, you can enjoy the manual gearbox. And since we are on this topic, let's quickly discuss how this manual gearbox actually feels. If you have driven a manual Mazda MX-5 Miata, it is similar, but again, tailored towards being more comfortable to drive daily. And this manual transmission is quite similar, but more muted compared to the MX-5 Miata, which is again understandable, but still very, very satisfying to use. It has clear gates. So you can see right now, if I switch to the third gear, the revs fall so nicely, so quickly, just as you want. It's also super easy to rev match in this car. So let's say I want to go into second. Super predictable, easy to use manual gearbox, and honestly, if you like driving a manual, you will enjoy driving this car every day. This car only has 191 horsepower, but I think it's plenty for your daily duties. I don't feel like you need more power than this in any state or province in North America, honestly. The other satisfying part of this manual driving experience is that this engine is naturally aspirated. And what it means is that there's no turbo. So you don't have delay, and the power delivery is very, very smooth and linear. And the clutch engaging point is so easy to predict, which is what we want in a nice to drive manual gearbox. But let's switch the topic from the manual gearbox and talk more about the general driving experience of this Mazda 3. And the biggest thing I like about driving this car every day is the fact that it's super light. It only weighs just above 3,000 pounds, which is actually super light in this day and age. And it feels like it handles much, much better even compared to the Mazda 3 Turbo, which I have driven before. The Mazda 3 Turbo is quite heavy. I think it's around 3,400 pounds, maybe 3,500 pounds, and is due to the fact that it has the all-wheel drive system, it has the bigger engine. This adds weight to this small car. So the Mazda 3 Turbo, even though being so fast, lacks in terms of handling. And this car makes up for it. I definitely think that this Mazda 3 is the best handling car in this segment. Maybe Honda Civic is quite close, but given the fact that this car comes with a manual transmission and no turbo, I think this is the most engaging, fun to drive, and best handling car in this segment. It feels much nicer inside the Mazda 3 than all of the other competitors in this class as well. The main downside of this car is the price, because it's quite steep in my opinion, again because of this top trim and the fact that you cannot get the manual transmission in the lower trim, but you get so much car for the money. For example, you get these nice leatherette seats, seat memory function as well, you get the heated seats, heated steering wheel, and you get a heads-up display which is super easy to read. I talked about some sporty bits about this car, the manual transmission, the handling, but at the same time we talked about this car being very comfortable to drive every day. So I think this car is the perfect balance of being sporty and luxurious at the same time. All of the other manual transmission cars you can buy in 2026 are enthusiast products, meaning that they are not going to be as luxurious or comfortable feeling compared to this Mazda 3. And also, if you have noticed, this car gives you suggestions on the best gear to be in. So for example, right now I'm in the best gear, which is fourth, but if I slow down right now, it will tell me to shift into second. I'm going to shift into neutral, but it's always keeping you on your toes if you want to be most efficient with your driving. Even though it's a naturally aspirated engine, you still get quite a decent amount of torque, about at 2000 RPM. So you should not have any problems driving this car every day. Small, compact, fun to drive, great handling abilities. It has nice interior, nice exterior. Honestly, there's not lots of downsides when it comes to this car. Yeah, some people could argue that this car is old and has been around for many years, but again, probably for the next generation of the Mazda 3, they will get rid of the manual transmission, I'm pretty sure. Because no one is selling a manual transmission anymore in this class. Because no one is buying them, which is a super sad thing as a car enthusiast and as a person who likes and enjoys driving a manual every day. So if you still want to buy a new manual car from the dealership, you can still buy one of these for quite a while, because they're going to be around for the 2026 model year as well, which is good news. And to be honest with you guys, this is probably one of the only cars I have driven this year as a press car that I would love to purchase for myself. So if you are an enthusiast, I think this is the trim you should buy. Yes, it's front-wheel drive. Yes, it's less powerful than the turbo model, but it is the only one that comes with a manual. And it is the only one that is so light and so good at handling. And there's no manual handbrake, so you have to use this e-brake, which is fine. Compact cars are dying. Everyone is switching to SUVs, to automatics, to CVTs, to electric vehicles. This car is a dying breed. That's what I like about it. And if you want something special, you should buy a manual Mazda 3. But again, if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I did for sure. And again, as always, stay safe out there. Keep enjoying the drive with the manual transmission. And I'll see you in the next one.